This may come as a large surprise to you, but one of the most common questions I get asked on a daily basis on stream is, Machine, what strategies do you use? Well, in this video, I'm going to show you exactly what I have, where my sliders are set, and give it a shot, because I've noticed since I've switched it up here in Season 4, I've had a lot better opportunity at winning games. Don't be a schmuck. Leave a thumbs up, subscribe, and let's get right into the video. So as you can see in the strategies menu, over on these basic strategy sliders, I start with line 1 as one should. This is my team of the season team. So with that being said, this might not be my lineup every day, but I still use the same strategies. I always have all 4 lines on the offensive side of the puck, with crash the net, and the sliders are also all the same. My carry dump is going to be set at 3, and my cycle shoot is going to be at number 7. Efficiency and energy, I'm always trying to be more energetic, which sometimes could bite me in the ass, but I have that set to 3 as well, with don't block and block set to more commonly be blocking. Now, on the defensive side of things, I also start with pair 1, as most normal human beings do in this game. And I have my hold line and pinch for my D pairs the same all the way across the board. The hold line and pinch is going to be at 5, and the cycle shoot is going to be more directed towards shoot, which means I'm obviously going to be having that set at 8. Once again, that's hold line pinch at 5 and cycle shoot at 8. Now, when you go into the actual defensive strategy system, it kind of breaks it down a little bit more for you. Lets you go in even more in depth. Now, for a little bit of insight, I have been ending the seasons right around Diamond 5 every season so far. So if you are a player that watches videos on YouTube, but you just haven't broke platinum or diamond or anything like that, this might help you, because instead of watching the guys that play in ultimate and elite and all that good stuff up at the top ranks, start here and work your way up, because I'll tell you, I tried to match different players' strategies and I didn't feel anything but more pain. So check these out and maybe it'll help you. So to continue that forecheck, I have it set to a 2-3 with neutral zone at 1-2-2 blue. And obviously that means through the neutral zone, it's going to be 1 forward towards the front of that. So the reason why I look at it as is the defenders are going to hold the neutral zone and apply pressure to the breakout at the opposing blue line. So when they're trying to break out, those D-men are going to be. My trap forecheck is set to 1, which means obviously I'm going to try to trap over forecheck. But whenever I am utilizing my forward or my center, whatever you want to look at it as, someone that pushes the offensive side of the puck, I'm always forechecking whenever my opponent's going behind his net, trying to do a line change or anything like that. So even though it's set the trap, I personally am using someone to forecheck forward. Now, my defensive pressure is going to be set to high pressure. Obviously, that means it's going to be your team is extremely aggressive. And then my defensive strategy is collapsing. The players are going to collapse to the front of the net and slot. I like to do that personally because whenever there's a shot goes towards the net, they're going to the front of the net into the slot. They're going to be able to defend it. They're also going to be there and available for any rebounded shots that might be there. Now, my offensive strategy doesn't really change a whole lot here either. It's also listed as aggressive, which means my defense is going to take some chances. We're going to try to score. I'm going to try to get those D to Ds. I'm going to try to get inside the slot, in between the hash marks, and I'm really going to try to sling the puck. It just works for me. I play a more aggressive play style, and I personally like to stand out in front of the crease and try to just get those backhand goals flipped up, or I hit the other person's defense collapse on me, and that's when I swing the puck out and I get a shot on the net. My control breakout, I use 3 high, and, control breakout, defender waits behind the net for a few seconds. All 3 forwards are going to stay out high in the neutral zone. So you know, it's controlled. It's okay. Quick breakout, I use stay wide, so the weak side winger is going to stay wide when breaking out. Means if you're breaking out, obviously, weak side winger gonna stay wide. You're gonna have that option for them to come in and utilize that for the cross crease force. And sometimes it even works for setting it up as a one-timer D-to-D type thing. Now for my power play here, you can see I have Heisey as my distributor, Point as my finisher, and Cole as my puck carrier. My strategies for the power play are simple. My formation is shooting. Now you can change it to where it's umbrella and you have your team spread out more throughout the ice. You can do that. There's also overload where it's to one side. There's 1-3-1. And like I said, the umbrella. I like shooting because it leaves the space open. I've tried a few others, and it's just what works best for me. And obviously, my face-off formation is aggressive. I don't know if you've caught on, but I tend to use aggressive on anything that I possibly can. Same thing with my offensive pressure. You're on the power play. You should probably be aggressive. The only thing that I will say is sometimes that does result in me having some short-handed goals scored on me. Unfortunate, but it is what it is. My PP carry dump is going to be once again set to that 3 for carry. The power play breakout is 5 back. Quick breakout is close support. And I repeat those for all of my power play lines. Now for the penalty kill, it's the same way for all of my penalty kill lines. I go in the diamond formation and I go defensive. Even though you're listed as defensive for your formation, you can still play a little bit aggressive, especially if you get a breakout. I think we've all learned by now that EA tends to be a little bit easier and gives you a little bit of a boost whenever you're on the PK. I always joke with Twitch chat and say that we're on a power kill because I score more goals on a penalty kill than I do on a power play here on NHL 26. Now, for those who are only here for team strategies, you guys can go ahead and click off the video. I appreciate you watching it. I'm going to go ahead and do a little bit of a team update as well at the end of this to just kind of show you what my team is at the time of recording this video and to let you know what I'm kind of rocking. Now, currently I have Barabanov, Heisey, and Julia Gosling for 19 mil and 5 AP with Rusty, Colbadoin, and Dick Hug for 13 mil. I also have Team of the Week Reinhardt with Braden Points XP card and Marie-Philippe Poulin for 16 mil. And I have a Team of the Week line for 12 mil and 5 AP with Sardif, Heischer, and Kucherov. Now, I know what you're thinking. Team of the Week line and those guards are all 88s. They play fast. If you can find a decent 88 overall card like those 3 with speed and good shots, all you need is for them to chew up maybe 4 minutes of in-game time. And with my strategies, it definitely works because they just eat up a little bit of time, get off the ice. And then on D, we have Mo Sider from Prototypes with Quinn Hughes for 17 mil, Kashan Aichison and Kendall Cooper for 14 mil and 4 AP. Now, if Eric Carlson happens to get a card, because this is being recorded before week 3 of Team of the Season, I'm going to go ahead and drop him in there. And then I have a Team of the Week pairing as well for 8 mil, 4 AP with Tony D and Owen Power. And between the pipes, I pulled Andre Vasilevsky's Team of the Season, and I have him with XP Swayman, and that gives me 7 million, and I sit at 286 total cap availability, and I have 7 million free, and then I also have 23 AP in use. But I do hope you guys enjoyed the videos. Like I said, it has been a question I've been asked a lot. Don't be a schmuck. Leave a thumbs up. Subscribe for more daily HUT content. I love y'all. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.